We broke the project into 4 different phases. Obviously, when we went under in November of 2021, was in the height of COVID, so everybody was playing a lot more golf than what they were used to, and so having course access was very crucial. So we broke the project into 4 phases, and phase 1 was our old holes of 4 and 5, which was going to be the new driving range. So we were able to shape and form the new driving range while keeping the old range existing and playable. And then slowly we went from 18 to 14 holes, and then we went to 9 holes, and then we went to 3 holes and the old driving range. And then as soon as we shut down the old driving range, we opened the new driving range. I thought the phased approach worked pretty well because you don't really want to have a whole lot of open dirt at any point. Given the rains we had this winter, I've seen clubs do it over 2 or 3 or 4 years, and I probably would not be a fan of that. I think doing it all within one season, or as close as you can, depending on how much dirt you're moving, I think makes a lot of sense.
The process for construction, once it actually began with the first turning of earth, so to speak, was about a year. There were a few years leading up to that, obviously. We can talk about more of that with the planning. But the actual construction took about a year. Now, it's going to vary, obviously, depending on seasonality. I think we started in kind of the fall, so we kind of were building through the winter and then finished the following fall. But for the most part, it's a year. After we opened, because it was winter, it was kind of a soft opening, and I'd say it wasn't really till the following spring that we felt like everything had kind of grown in.
During the renovation, our members who wanted to play elsewhere would call the pro shop, and our professional had, relationships with his colleagues around the Bay Area, and most clubs were very generous. Lake Merced, to name one, Sharon Heights, Peninsula, Olympic to some extent, and they would grant us 4 or 5 groups a month, and that seemed to work.
Our club did a brilliant job of arranging for reciprocal play at a number of other courses. Most of them ended up settling at one local public course, Oak Creek, and they'd have regular games there, and they loved it, and they loved playing other courses, and it kind of opened their eyes to new things. So it turned out to be not at all as big of a problem for us as we thought it would be going into the project.
I think that's one of the crucial parts, is to make sure that, understanding that anything from a 10-month to a year shutdown is a big impact on a major part of your members' lives. And I think we were able to, during the height of COVID, when everybody was playing golf, we were able to set up reciprocals with neighboring clubs. We were able to do some creative arrangements with not only public but also private clubs, where our members still had access to play golf throughout the year. And it always, going into it, always sounds like an enormous amount of time, and you're never going to get to play golf again. But you get into the process, and before you know it, you're back playing on your new course. And we certainly appreciate our neighbors, and odds are neighbors around you are also considering renovations, and so we found the other clubs to be very open to working with us, because their members ultimately wanted to play the new Lake Merced as well when we reopen.